Today is a very important day because India and the United States of America have announced that they have reached a framework for a mutually beneficial trade agreement. For many days now, we have been hearing in the news cycles that India and the US are going to sign a very important interim agreement before they can sign a broad bilateral trade agreement. You will all recall that in February of 2025, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and US President Donald Trump had a bilateral summit and meeting in Washington, where they had decided that they will sign this agreement with the basic aim of taking the bilateral trade between the two countries to $500 billion over a period of 5 years. Today, this trade volume is around $191 billion. So we are joining you from outside the headquarters of the Commerce and Industry Ministry in New Delhi. We are in Lutyens, Delhi here. And I am Aditi Tandon, joined by Mukesh Agarwal on the video, and we will take you through the nuances and the details of this agreement, which is very important for everybody in the country, all exporters, and primarily for farmers and fishermen of our country. We will take you through what this agreement has for who. So see, broadly what this agreement does is, you will all remember, viewers, that Donald Trump had imposed a 50% tariff on all imports from India. Whatever was going to the US from India was facing a heavy duty, a sort of a tax of about 50%. Out of this, 25% was punitive tariff which Trump had imposed on the India and Indian exports, saying that India is importing a lot of Russian oil and therefore supporting the war which Russia is launching and has currently also launched against Ukraine. After today's deal, what happens is the 50% tariff which Trump had imposed falls to 18%. What has happened so far is that 25% punitive tariff which Donald Trump had imposed on all imports from India has been completely abolished, and the 18% executive order that the total 50% will be reduced to 18% will be shortly issued, and thereafter all the imports that the US gets from India will only attract a tax of around 18% as against 50%. That's the broad framework. So how does it benefit India? The immediate benefit for Indian exporters will be that India has got a very competitive rate, viewers. For instance, the 18% tariff which India has got is much lower than other competitive economies of the world are currently attracting from the US. So our tariff is lower than our competitors like Vietnam, Bangladesh, China, Thailand, Pakistan, and even Indonesia. This translates into a very simple fact that all the exporters that are manufacturing major items of interest to the US will have preferential access to the US market. So that is what is going to happen. Second thing that's going to happen is that this agreement will open a huge market of United States of America, which is the largest economy in the world, $30 trillion economy. This will now be open for all Indian exporters, be it farmers who are producing agricultural products or, seafood farmers, fishermen. They are all going to benefit, and maximum benefits are going to come to the labor intensive sectors like gems and jewelry, like leather and footwear, and a lot of generic pharmaceutical products and industry is going to benefit after this agreement. Thirdly, what this is going to do is, as I told you earlier, the bilateral trade between the two countries will jump from currently about $191 billion to $500 billion over a period of around 5 years. So I will quickly tell you what it means for India. So under this particular agreement, what is going to happen, viewers, is that a lot of important items which Indian industry is manufacturing will attract zero duty, which means unlimited free access to the US markets. So what are these products? In the industry sector, these are gems and jewelry and diamonds. Then you have generic pharmaceuticals. Then you have smartphones. In the agriculture market, a lot of farming products, a lot of agricultural products will now be exported to the US at no tax at all. So which are these products where you will have no duty at all from the US? These are spices, tea, coffee, coconut oil, vegetable wax, areca nut, cashew nut, Brazil nut, several fruits and vegetables including avocados, bananas, guava, mango, kiwi, papaya, and mushroom. All these are manufactured. A lot of mushroom is manufactured in Jammu and Kashmir, for example. Then you will have vegetable roots that can be exported with zero duty. A lot of cereals will go on zero duty, such as barley and canary seeds. Then sesame and poppy seeds will be exported on zero duty. I already said guava and mango, also guava and mango paste and pineapple jam. So a lot of farmers will be benefited. Other products that will attract zero duty, which means a lot of competitive edge for Indian exporters, will be aircraft parts, machine parts, generic drugs I've already mentioned to you. And then a lot of home decor items, for instance, clocks, there will be chandeliers, there will be illuminating signs, precious metals, zinc oxides, paper, plastic, and a range of wood products. So what I'm essentially trying to say is that the farmers, as well as all these medium and small industry product makers, are going to benefit huge time. Now, the second important area of interest to us and also of equal concern has been, you would all have heard the opposition parties, especially the Congress, express genuine concerns about whether the Indian agriculture sector has been opened similarly for the US market. Just like our market has been opened for US products, the question is, has the US market also been opened for our products? The government has today clarified categorically that there has been no opening granted to US exporters in the dairy sector of India. So in the milk and milk products, cheese, etc., no US product will be imported to India at all. That is a closed sector. In all the free trade agreements that the government has done in the past also, the dairy sector has always been closed. In all the 9 FTAs that have been signed in the past 4 years that we have seen. So which are the products where there will be no US relief, meaning no relief has been granted by India to the US exporters, in which sectors pertaining to Indian agriculture? I'm going to read out the list. It's an exhaustive list. No genetically modified crop of the US will come to India. No meats, for example, no poultry will come. There's no relief on that. Soya bean is closed. Maize is closed. Rice, wheat, sugar are closed. Then you also have, millets, jowar, bajra, ragi, amaranth. A lot of people are eating amaranth these days. These sectors are closed. Among fruits, we have banana, strawberry, cherry and citrus fruit market, which has not been opened at all for the US. Similarly, green peas, Kabuli chana, moong dal, oil seeds, no relief has been given. There are a range of animal feed products also where no relief has been given to the US exporters, meaning they can't enter our market. And then groundnut, honey, malt, non-alcoholic beverages, flour and meals. Then you will have ethanol, essential oils and tobacco. These are the vast sector where Commerce and Industry Minister, who just a while ago briefed the press, Mr. Piyush Goyal, he said there is no relief granted to these sectors to the US exporters, meaning these sectors remain closed. Indian agriculturists, Indian farmers are fully protected because we are self-reliant in all these sectors and we do not want competition. We want to import only those products where we do not have self-reliance, where we are import dependent. So those are the areas that will be opened. Boosting export potential of the labor-intensive sectors of India and protecting the local agriculture and dairy market are the two main objectives of the US-India trade deal, according to Mr. Piyush Goyal. He has basically described the deal as fair, equitable and balanced. So now, questions were asked of the minister that just like US has granted zero duty access to so many Indian products, what are the products where India has granted zero duty access to the US products? So the minister, while answering this, said that these are mainly products such as distiller grains. Distiller grains, viewers, are products that are mainly used as livestock feed in the country. So animal husbandry departments and a lot of poultry sector people had demanded that there should be opening up of the Indian market for the US distiller grains because we do not manufacture enough of that in India. Similarly, wines, spirits, alcoholic beverages, which we do not manufacture in large quantities in India, they have been opened up, but minimum import price will be fixed, Mr. Goyal has clarified, in order to ensure that there is healthy competition. US products can also come to India. Indian manufacturers will learn from competition and our quality will improve. What are the other products which US can export to the Indian market? Pista, walnut, almond, lentils. These are the products Mr. Goyal has explained just now, which are being imported into India from the US from earlier times. Even during the Congress-led UPA times, these were coming. A very important item of import from the US, viewers, which will help a lot of common people, are medicines related to cancer, heart, neurological disorders, pediatrics, Then also we will have a lot of diagnostics which will be allowed to come into India. Apples and cotton will also be allowed to come into India from the US. They are already coming, both these products. Apples will have a minimum quota where the government will fix minimum import price and will also fix a certain duty so that local apple manufacturers are protected even while the US apples come. The justification for import of apples which the government is giving is, one, we are already importing apples. Secondly, the demand for apples in India is growing year after year. So this is a sector which was already open and we are going to protect the local apple growers in this particular sector. So extra long staple cotton will also be allowed to come from US into India. We will import large scale from US because we were importing this already. We do not grow too much of it and the requirements of the country are increasing. So when we asked the minister to basically explain what is the volume of the trade on which Indian exporters will enjoy zero duty access to the US market. So we were told that around $44 billion worth of goods from India to the US will now be exported on zero duty. So that is the level of opening up of the US market, viewers, that we are talking about. Where do we place the Indo-US trade deal in the context of these times? You all know that we are wanting to become the third largest economy in the world, for which we need access to high-tech equipment. We do not make too much of IT equipment. We do not make too much of data center equipment. The artificial intelligence related equipment, for instance, chips, we do not make in India. These are the high quality products where America is the leader. After this deal, we are going to be able to import a lot of American high-tech equipment into India, plus energy, not just energy, also nuclear power. Gradually going forward, what's going to happen? We are going to set up data centers, and you all know that data centers generate a lot of heat which can then be converted into renewable energy. India is the only country in the world that has set itself a target of achieving 500 gigawatt of renewable energy in the coming times. So towards that and also towards energy sufficiency, this deal is going to help our country, and that is what the Prime Minister speaking in Parliament on the Indo-US nuclear deal said, and today Mr. Goyal reiterated. So that's all we have for today. We have taken you through the basic fine print of the deal and we'll keep you updated as we learn further. Thanks for watching.